Okay then, we are back. Alright, I wanted to build a city here, because it has the best, well, starting population. It appears at the moment communication efficiency is at, well, 59 days. However, the trade war isn't done here yet, so it is reasonable to assume that that will improve, especially if I decide to build roads. That I probably won't. At least not many roads. I mean, I will definitely build roads here. I plan on building a city here in order to get a new culture accepted. So I can start converting them, and that will reduce unrest and whatnot. Also, should check to see how aggressive expansion looks. Yeah, okay, I should wait a little while, especially since the aggressive expansion will only decay by about 2 per year. So I probably should wait at least 10 years, probably 15, maybe 20, it depends, before I actually do anything serious again, like try to conquer most of, well, I don't remember the name of this time yet. Well, I kinda do, but I think it's wrong, so we should check. That's not what I was clicking. Imagawa, okay. I also have interest in Toki, so... especially since declaring war on Toki would mean that I would be able to go to war with Imagawa. Okay, rule infrastructure. Without having to deal with the fact that they're allied to my own ally. Of course, I'll probably just try to hash out a quick piece of annulling treaties so that I can later focus on conquering them without the issue of fighting my own ally. Which I don't want to do. I've been slowly building up trust with them, and I do want them to maintain that level of trust when they eventually become my subjects. I will be conquering almost all the daimyos, however, I will be leaving some as subjects. For example, like, well, of course, my own allies, as well as probably MEIOU, since, well, they're not actually allied with anyone, so... and they're not even of the right religion. And they're a merchant republic, so they're actually improving the amount of trade value in my home node, as well as in the nodes above. So, why not just leave it? There really is no reason not to. Good. The Zen Temple continues to spread. The Zen Temples. I do let the Pure Lands in, but that's only because of the fact that they make monastic towns, which provide a lot of production power, which can very effectively increase the wealth of a province for a while, which is extremely helpful. Alright, monastic town. This one will expire in a little less than 10 years, but it is going to provide a lot of urban production power that will continue to raise the wealth even faster. Okay, oh no, not this one. I'll take the trade power. Hooray! Rice again. Not helpful at all. Although it will help to feed the city. Still don't like it though. Okay, so Kitami's port is also in the Japan base. Does anything actually have a port in the Soya Strait? On one hand, it does seem a bit strange, but on the other hand... There's also a little bit of oddity with the naming positioning. The South Kuril Islands Sea. The name stretches all the way over here, while the North Kuril Islands are over here. My guess is that this originally was just called the Kuril Islands, the sea. It was just one sea. But then they realized it would be a bit strange for, Russia not being able to fabricate a claim from, say, May onto, well, Kitami or something. But they were able to do it from here in Kamchatka. They were able to fabricate a claim on Tokadi or Kitami, despite this being way further away. So they've changed it, but the name is still a little glitched. It's also quite noticeable in some mods where they change the border. Well, I find it especially noticeable in Victoria 2. They change the borders around of provinces, but the names don't move. That sort of a thing. Oh well, I wasn't actually converting anything anywhere, so... Or would I be able to for a while? Offer favors, is there anything I'm actually willing to? Nope. I'm not willing to offer almost 400 ducats. No, that's not good. Oh well. I think it will actually change from military elite to appointed elite later. However, I want to do that once I feel like I've done with tech for a while. Because corruption, as well as once I'm pretty much done conquering the islands, because those military buffs, while definitely not necessary, could be helpful. Willing to send students abroad. Interesting. I also check. That's from separatism, so... resting autonomy should be... Well, it's also non-core. So the resting autonomy should be around 0. Nice, okay. Is the non-core even added onto here? Because it doesn't quite look like it. From the amount of autonomy reduction, on the other hand, probably. It might actually be the case. Oh well. Huh? I already read that. It doesn't matter. You're a bit slow, Steam. Of course, it could just be because I just started playing the game. And we're like, does he know yet? Just to make sure. It's not my province. Why am I looking at these? Oh yeah, right, because I was thinking about building universities. I was looking for places in which it might be a good idea. At the very least, the greater nobles have only promoted, well, the lesser nobles have only promoted the greater nobles in areas that aren't actually that important. With the exception of this province. This province is actually pretty important. To some degree. I'm pretty much just looking at the moment, I'm pretty much just looking at places where it is feasible and reasonable to work towards building a, well, university in the hopes of improving education. You know what? Local fortifications. Oh, the Mori clan. Wait, doesn't that mean... Okay. That removes it from here. Entirely. And the local resting point of autonomy goes from 14% to -6. So now I can definitely afford a university. Local, of course. I'm gonna actually check education first. Or, well, data about students. 18.045, which means there's empty university slots. Electron data. No, that doesn't tell me anything about that. No, the economic data is not particularly useful. It's... Okay, to be perfectly honest, I don't know how to read half of that. Most of it is references to things that I don't really need to don't feel I should take the time to fully understand, especially since some of it seems a little mundane and redundant. Additionally, if I want to do that, I should also upgrade from fishing port to a stronger, well, to an actual trade harbor. Bring communication efficiency, make a communication efficiency more like 7 or 6 days rather than the 10 it is. Which will reduce unrest further, and means that I probably will actually have, at that point, the possibility of upgrading the university further without having to deal with the increased autonomy. Although it will increase unrest. Universities tend to do that. A literate population will find it a lot easier to revolt. I can say that for sure. Infrastructure improved in a couple of areas. Although I figure some of those areas are only being improved because, actually, it's a given, isn't it? They will improve the areas in which they have the most influence because that's going to earn them the most money. Pretty simple economics. Invest where you will get the greatest returns. Okay, definitely have enough spy network to fabricate a claim now on both of them. This province is protected by high-level fortifications. They're both approximately equally easy to siege. This one is actually only slightly more difficult. So it makes sense to fabricate the claim on here. Since they're about equal easy, I probably should fabricate the claim where I would have the best core reduction. Otherwise, you probably should fabricate claims where it's easy to conquer and hold, so they can get the ticking war score modifier. This is especially true in base game. Here in M&T, wars tend to be faster and slower at the same time, so... Okay, circumnavigation of the globe, which gives me trade range. Colonial range will come from galleons. If I had been able to research this a year ago, I would have started getting into this again. I'm just starting to fall behind because of the tech penalties from liking the institutions. Which, being a plus 40% modifier, and the base cost 400, which at the very least isn't as bad as the 600 from base game. Yes, I have to spend an extra 160 points every time I want to research tech compared to someone that would have all the institutions. On the other hand, no one has that. Because no one has both meritocracy, banking, and Renaissance at the same time. India has it harshest. They're just a bit too far away for meritocracy to have reached them. Quarantine. But they're also too far away for stuff like banking or Renaissance. Siege ability. I need to siege down things, and I would rather go quickly than slowly. Oh yeah, with a weighted shuffle turn off, this song can cut. Storm the Winter Shores. Time to invest into some infrastructure. But where? Well, it would make sense to build a road network here. I want to build a small city here. Yeah, probably be smart to get some production infrastructure and trade infrastructure in place. Although I do also want to make sure I don't spend so much money that I no longer am able to invest. Because I want to build a medium-sized city in Tokati. Of course, that solves all my money issues for a while. At least until I find something to invest in again. Which is bound to happen. Oh yeah, the upper has to be at least 5 here. Might as well build a merchant guild here. And for once, I didn't spend more money than I just gained. The Exceptional Swords one is actually really good. It's how much money I grab off of it. It provides me with so much money, and it's so good. Ah, I cast a spell every set. uh, hmm. He is getting old. Oh yeah, that is 230 ducats. That's half price. It's a ducat per month for how many years? Well, okay, so that one would be... That's 230 months of ducats, which is about 20 years. Well, if as long as he's less than 40, I'll probably get 20 years out of him. Yeah, he's 32, so I'll probably get around 30 years. So I guess I save some money. I think I should stop drilling. I want to be ready to go to war against Toki. Who is Toki allied with? The only real rival daimyo I could have. Imagawa. Then there's also Takeda. And Togashi. I need a minute to figure out who is who. Kamiya, no. No. I give up. I'll just do anything this way. Of course, I just barely missed them. Togashi is this one. Okay. So, two completely unimportant miners who only have more force limit because Toki has an amazing city right here. Well, okay, maybe not the city itself. It is, however, a very large rural population centered around a decent rural good with a decently high farming efficiency. That's not amazing. Yodo's the best with 42.4%. Yeah, cities will invest into the farming efficiency. Yeah, I should get ready soon. In a few months, at least as long as the spy network isn't discovered, it's going to hit 50 and then I can fabricate a claim. Additionally, no, not privateer, explore the Indian Ocean. Let's see what you can find. Hopefully something more interesting than this stuff. In all honesty, I would expect them to move down here as well as up here, which will give me some more vision into what's going on in the Indian subcontinent. Anyway, this light green right here is a spread of Renaissance. This yellowish color is a spread of banking, which is beginning to spread into India. This yellow over here is a spread of meritocracy. Did you just colonize this or something? No, this is what's left of Brunei. I guess they didn't embrace legalism? Okay, they did, it's just that it's not going to... yeah. All they have left is a junk province. Additionally, the Renaissance is slowly beginning to spread into Persia. Again, via the center, well, art center, as well as I do believe trade as well. Yeah, trade and, well, I don't seem to see it anymore. The Continental Art Center has moved to Isfahan, though. That's where they're getting Renaissance from. The red is where there's no legalism. And it has to spread there before anything else can spread because of the major negatives you get. Although a highly developed province without legalism can still slowly gain the other institutions, it will almost certainly also get legalism before it gets those. Very well. Kitami now produces fish. Fish, 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 fish. Which is just as bad as rice. Hooray, more flavor. Yeah, communication has started to improve. Oh, it's still really far away, so I have to be careful. I can build a city there. I'm just not going to get any of the benefits anytime soon, or will require better infrastructure all over the place. Alright, then the spy network is at 50, that's enough to fabricate a claim. And there we are. Now we got the claims needed. Great. Give it a moment. It needs to load all the things that are involved with end of the month. Or, end of the month. Give me a minute. There. That should fix that. I should also look into fortifying the province. Wait, no. Aren't there any forts that could use an upgrade? I do not care enough about that province to warrant it. This one. Yeah, why not? It'll bring the autonomy down faster, and there's a decent amount of money that can be made off of that province. I should deal with manpower for a while. Wait, I'm about to go to war. That's probably not good idea. Ow. I'm unlikely to burn a large amount of manpower anyway. I think I'll sit around for another few months in order to A, make sure aggressive expansion is a good bit lower before I try anything, and B, to get some of the manpower back. I still get an insane amount every month, at least compared to what I'm used to with M&T, and I do play mainly small nations. Large countries I tend not to play. It just doesn't feel right to be overwhelming at all times. You know, not needing to have worked. Although I do like playing regional powers, like Killwall. They're strong enough to easily dominate their region, however once they've done that, there's still interesting things to do involving other regions. Compete with other people that want your land, or are near you, one way or another. They're still big enough to obviously be a decent threat. Got a lot more money now. Yeah. Oh yes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be burning a lot of money pretty quickly while developing Tokadi, at least near the end. I don't think I'm going to need 2,000 ducats stored. 1,000 probably a good idea though. So I won't do more than build a university, a workshop, and maybe upgrade the harbor. Though probably not the harbor actually. Yeah, I can probably wait until later. Alright, so who do I get? Short engineers. Give me a minute. I need to find it. It's on the list of modifiers at the moment. Maybe if I reset it. Nope, doesn't see anything new. I'll get a religious head at some point. Oh, the military advisor died. Yuck. Arc maintenance? No, so I'll take the increased manpower. Still have to deal with decreased drafting though. When does that expire? October, okay. Yeah, I think I'll do it next month. Come on. Oh well. It's gonna have to go a little bit further. It's gonna take a little bit longer for it to reach the Edo Bay, but it doesn't really matter much actually. So long as it gets there before the first siege tick. Alright, remove the thing from there. And let us declare a war. Definitely calling in Shimazu. This will actually be a pretty difficult war. Because I'm fully aware of how much economic power Imagawa has. Sure, they have a tiny military, but they can keep that thing going for a long, long while. Toki's no threat. And the miners, while respectable, also aren't that powerful. Heavily restricted looting. You know what? Actually, I think... No, it depends. No, I don't want to bring Yusegi. Well, then again, Yusegi's not even going to do anything, even if it's would be kind of in their interests to do something. Right, back to spying here. Yeah, Toki's stuck in Tosa. Not sure why. They just have their troops there. And they don't have enough of a force limit to actually do anything at the moment. Although, that single troop, right, they can call upon levies. I haven't dealt with the levies in a while, at all, myself, so I've forgotten that they exist. Oh well. I doubt Toki's levies are strong enough to provide them with more than a couple troops. Or, well, regiments to work with. Rural infrastructure. So let's see here. Yep, good. I can see a lot more of the coastline, as well as a bit of Australia. Or at least their colonizable coastline. This is one giant wasteland right here. Alright, so I can go, and until then I won't have anything new in the colonial range for, well, a while. It depends on how much diplomatic points I'm going to need to burn in order to get the peace deal to work. Looks like that's a siege race they've won. It does look like Yamakawa doesn't have as much manpower. It does seem like they're slowly replenishing it. It could be just from being in hostile territories, just slowing them. Their reinforcements down that much. I like this permanent fortifications buff. Bad enough that I get increased unrest. It's even worse that there's the actual chance of a revolt now. Because if all it does, the unrest does is stand there menacingly, what do I care? On the other hand, an actual revolt popping up would be bad. Okay. That's done. Now let's go clear out this before any actual issues start. And then I can siege down the capital in relative peace. Right, so to reiterate, the two goals of this war. First off, I want to conquer all of these provinces. Both of these two provinces. They are highly valuable and, well, militarily they're actually pretty weak, so. Nice, some prestige. Yeah. Your army was going to make it out of that alive. Right, now I need to siege Falky. I'm going to have to get enough war score on Imagawa to convince them that it might be a good idea to... Togashi is willing to leave the war without any issues. I'm going to borrow this. Especially since they have a level 4 fort there, so I really don't want to deal with them. They lose 25 prestige. Oh well. What can I say? Alright, so now it's only a 2 stack that I have to deal with over there. Additionally, once this university is done, I'm going to go ahead and build a workshop. And then I'll build a marketplace. I'll have the money for that. So it's going to be a while before Takati becomes a fully fledged province. Certainly not happening today. There's less than 10 minutes left in this session. I figure it's going to be around 5, maybe 6. It depends on how long this war takes. I'll probably try to finish this war in this session. Unless it's starting to take... I don't know. I figure 8 minutes from now, it doesn't look like it's going to be over soon. I'm just gonna... Oh yeah, before the month ends, I probably should get the spy network, continue having the spy network be run. Since it's, well, of decent importance. Alright, so who was my other enemy? I think I forgot already. Is it you? Yes. Takeda. Since it was only relatively recently occupied, it's not going to have as many troops, so this siege will go a little bit faster, although not by a huge amount. Now, if I were to catch it at around 100, that would be a different story. Alright, so since that's all that I can explore for now, I'm just going to have you protect trade in the Nippon node in order to get more power up here. So that more of that valuable trade value can be sent to my node, making me even more money. Alright, let's get... Again, I probably should have waited on this, but oh well. I say this just about every time I unlock tech, to be honest. Okay, I've besieged the province. Now, let's get rid of them. Yeah, they're toast. Seven casualties. Sad. I wonder how they're looking. Medium. 10 war score. Okay, maybe if I send it over here, it might give enough war score, or maybe be able to convince them to just sign off their alliance with... Wait a second, I don't need to do that. Right. Since I dragged in its MEIOU, the alliance broke. Although they're likely to ally again. And wait for the end of the month. I think the war score will update then. Yes. Aspire again. Super peace. More reparations. Let's be a bit greedy here and ask for money. Okay, I need to get there before Yusegi does anything. And let's hope my allies are able to deal with that. Okay, Shimazu's the one sieging it, so long as they don't move, I can focus on getting them out of that territory. Yusegi wants that province. That I know for sure. Unless their ruler has died. Find that unlikely, though. Look at the... Dang it. Diplomatic screen. Yeah. What they want happens to be even more territory than I currently have, so... Yeah, I want to make sure they don't have any serious amount of influence. $200, okay. So maybe with some sieging and a bit of time it'll work, but it'll take... Yeah, time. Well, I won't be needing you anymore, so you can just go ahead and protect trade back to Korea Strait to make me a lot of money again. This is pointless. I'm not even going to have to deal with that. Okay, I've besieged it. I should be able to make sure the siege actually works. Or, well, progresses is honestly the more apt term for it. Well, on one hand, the war will be over pretty much as soon as I finish sieging down the province. On the other hand, that seems like it's going to take at least another 5, maybe 10 minutes. Okay, definitely not 10 minutes, but still going to take quite a while. So I'm just going to end it here. There's probably a couple things I should do. I'll save when the month takes over. But before it does that, continue building the spy network. Fabricate last claim. It's going to cost 90. There, and I have claims over all of Imagawa's land, so if I chose to, I could really just annex all of it. I probably won't because of the amount of aggressive expansion that's going to generate, but... Right, save game. It's probably been about 4 years? What years was it? Wow, a little over 6 years. Okay, that's actually a pretty good time. Alright then, I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Until then.